All right. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the first OWASP meeting of 2010 and the fourth meeting of the Louisville OWASP chapter. Our sponsor today is Imperva. We have Terry Weatherholt. We're going to give him a few minutes to come up here and thank him for his support by letting him tell us a little bit about what Imperva does.
All right, thank you. And actually, when Chris gets to talk, Chris is actually paying for half your lunch as well, so we got to give credit where credit's due. I appreciate you guys letting us be here, and we welcome the chance to buy your lunch, I guess, just to be involved and let you know who we are. Imperva is an application data security provider. We are a company founded back in 2002 by a gentleman named Shlomo Kramer, and his name is key because he was one of the co-founders of Checkpoint firewalls. So if you're any association with Checkpoint, you know who they are. Whether you use them, like them, dislike them, it was a great story of a network startup that became very, very successful. And what he saw was that there was much more to security than just network security, and he broadened his scope when he founded Imperva in 2002 to attack data security. So we see it as more from the application and database perspective of protecting structured data and all the web access to the applications to that structured data. So the solution set is kind of built around web application firewall, discovery and assessment servers for databases, database monitoring, database firewalls, and actually you can encompass all of those things all in one with the data security suite. So it's, again, meant to, examples would be PCI compliance. Web app firewall is part of that. We've got the ability to detect things like SQL injections, process scripting, and things like that, where people are trying to come from the outside world to poke their way through to grab credit card information, for example, is one key. The other thing that people watch for is insider threats. So you've got the ability to monitor any and all activity, both from the outside as well as from the inside of an organization. So hopefully it gives you a good feel for what we do, and like I said, we appreciate the chance to be with you guys.
Chris, did you want to say anything from Occuvant?
Yeah, sure. My name is Chris Parker. I'm a salesperson for Occuvant. I live in Cincinnati, but work primarily in this area of Louisville. I'm part of the board on OWASP along with Curtis and several other people in the room. As he said, it's our fourth meeting, and we all saw an opportunity to start this chapter here because of the great security community and application developer and security community in Louisville. So proud to be a part of this group. My company, Occuvant, is an information security and risk management consulting organization. We have three practice areas, one of which is an assessment/vulnerability research practice called Occuvant Labs. Within this group, we have a very strong focus on app security, all along the lines of doing everything from black box testing to code review to SDLC processes to training developers and security folks on app security. And we also have a risk and compliance practice that does more high-level business risk management and compliance. That includes everything from policies, processes, putting program in place. And then one specific area within that group that's very strong is PCI consulting. And then finally, we have a technology services group where essentially we help organizations like your all's align with business goals by helping you find the right solutions, technology solutions, and be able to implement them successfully, not just focusing on one or two. We try to stay as agnostic as possible and bring our customers to the right solution. Terry, wherever you want, there is, happens to be a strategic partner of ours both on the WAF and the database security side. So that's pretty much a quick overview on Occuvant. Hope you guys enjoyed today's session, and we're glad that you came. We appreciate it, and we'll continue to get the word out on what's going to be new at OWASP as this chapter moves forward. Thanks a lot.
Thank you to both of our corporate sponsors, Occuvant and Imperva. We'd also like to thank the City of Louisville for giving us this great space for nothing. And we're going to have Beth Knobloch, who's the CIO of the City of Louisville, come on up here for a minute and say a few words to you.
Hi, welcome on behalf of the city. Just thank you all for coming, and we're very supportive of your group. We've got my security officer, Steve Ramirez, is here and part of this. You're in an $80 million facility. This is the MetroSafe facility. It is the old Federal Reserve building that was built back in the Cold War. This is an 8-foot blast-proof concrete exterior. Upstairs we have all of 911 dispatch. On days like this afternoon when we're going to have some kind of weather event, we have the Emergency Operations Center. So we're really proud of this building and this facility, and we're just glad that you all could come in here. We don't get many groups in here because it's a pretty locked down facility, but welcome, and anything that the city can do to be supportive of you all and your mission, we're committed to. So I hope it's a good day. Thank you.
Thank you, Beth. If you're new to our group, we have a sign-up sheet. Please put your name and email on there so you can get notified of upcoming meetings. Chris did mention there's several board members in the room. If you guys can go ahead and raise your hands. If you have other questions about OWASP, please see any of these people. They'll be happy to answer your questions. And with that, I'm going to turn it over to Rafal Los from HP to talk about Web 2.0 attacks.
Howdy. Wow.
Reading.
Yeah, all right, fine. So I made it out and I brought lunch, but I brought stickers.
Yay!
Yeah? All right, cool. How's everybody doing?
Good.
So this is actually a slide deck that has been on its fourth and a half iteration now. Anybody going out to Sands next week in San Fran? Okay, so cool. You'll get to see the slides from there anyway. Just don't tell them yet. They might get mad. Thanks for the introduction, guys. This is awesome. It's a great crowd. It's really cool to get people that are excited about web app security because there's more developers than there are people that care about security, and we're losing that battle. So we're going to talk about Web 2.0 and some of the crazy things that Web 2.0 brings. Depending on how long you guys want to skip out of work, we might have some time for demoing and such. I've got some really cool stuff that we can do at the end. So a couple questions off the bat here. I've got three things that I usually want to start out with. And the first one is Web 2.0 content is being developed primarily by the same developers that traditionally write web code. True? False? Okay, this is why you raise your hand. True? False? Great. See, this way you don't have to spit food at the person in front of you. Everyone understands the idea of Web 2.0, and there are concrete standards. True? I'm not going to bother with the false. This is a tricky one. You ready? Your company has deployed Web 2.0 stuff already. True? Everybody should raise their hand. Trust me on this. All right, so this is kind of how they go. All the Web 2.0 stuff, it's not a technology, if you don't know this yet. It's basically an enabling customer experience widget, whiz-bang, social networking kind of stuff. It's duct tape, bubblegum, and a whole lot of wishing. And the problem with this is, if you ask two different people what to define Web 2.0, you get two completely different answers, unless they've read O'Reilly's definition. Now you get three different answers. One day he's going to be in the audience and throw something at me. But Web 2.0 really isn't developed by those of you guys. So, all right, anybody been around in security since about 98, 99? A dinosaur like me? Okay. So, remember back in those days when we taught developers that they shouldn't put usernames and passwords because you can do a view source? Remember that? Guess what? Now we got to teach a whole new group of people that. They're called marketing. Because they're writing these Web 2.0 apps in whatever cool Adobe Flash development tool you've got. And I'll show you later why this is exactly true. So I've broken it out by three concepts under Web 2.0, okay? There's user interaction, rich content, and functionality. By the way, any of these, so you guys are my test group. So if any of these slides you can't read from back there maybe, just kind of say, hey, I can't read it. That way I'll fix it for next time. Web 2.0, this whole idea of Web 2.0 has, I think, two main motivations, okay? And there's two reasons why it happened. Increased demand for processor cycles and increased demand for bandwidth. Generally agree? So the what has happened is logic moved from the server to the client. We had the invention